My name is Charles LaBonge, and this is my 1971 Chevy Impala. Car was originally purchased by my great uncle Vincent in 1971 out of Pomona in May. So he had it for about 10 years, and then he sold it to my dad for 250 bucks.
250?
Yeah, and it's been in our garage ever since 1981. So longer than I've been in the family, but it's gone through a lot of work in the last year. New seats, new carpet, tuned up. It's just got a lot of love that it deserves. So now I get to cruise and share with some good people. That's a must. That's been there since I started driving the car. It only moves if I'm going about 75 on the freeway. Other than that, it sticks. So. This plate actually has a funny little story. My dad had 7 brothers, and his oldest brother was, oldest 2 really, were hot rodders. And so they had these custom plates made for their Nash Gremlin or some hot rod car. And my youngest uncle ended up stealing them from his brother, kept one plate and gave the other plate to my dad. And so we've had this in our living room forever. And so I thought it was more than fitting to just put it right there up on the windshield, fix it up. Yeah, the big land yacht, as they say. We call it the Chevy. That's what I've known it as the entire time of my life. And then once I started joining the lowrider scene is when I made the connection that this was an Impala and that a 64 Impala is the same kind of car, and that there was a little bit of, there was a link between my love for, you know, this body style. And 72, he was one of the first people, because I would say that these body styles of cars are not as common up here. And so I actually saw Edgar in Van Nuys like way long ago, and I never forgot his car. And so when I saw him in Elysian, yeah, I did link up with him, and your relationship with him led us to meeting each other. So as you know, back in the early 60s and 70s, 50s, you can customize your car anyway. So my uncle chose the lower level hubcap, the Bel Air, instead of the Impala full-size wheel cover. And so I love them. I love the dog dish. I kept them ever since. So my dad had the tradition of putting every registration sticker on. So since 71, you just stick it right on there. Just a nice, clean, original 350, 2-barrel, you know, no wires all over the place. It was well taken care of, thankfully. Then I added this radiator overflow. That's the one thing I added, and that's it. So I thought it was $128,000, and then when I looked, I was able to find the title transfer between my uncle and my dad. And it stated that the vehicle had 114,000 miles in 1981. So there's actually 228,000 miles on this. We're pushing 250,000. We're taking good care of it, and I was pretty blown away when I realized that. But yeah, it's got about 228,000 miles on it. While the outside was not taken care of as it should have been, the inside was kept up so it was drivable. The transmission had been rebuilt in 1979 and rebuilt in, there was some major work done to it in 2018. But it's a numbers matching transmission, numbers matching engine. Just needed to be re-cared for. So that's what we did.
Not the first time it's happened before. Oh, the girl that I love.
You're done, bro. 102. You're good right there. So my pedal car is just a little thing, like my desire. While I wanted to keep this stock and original, I do have a little bit of flavor that I wanted to put on some cars, and while I can't buy a full-size car yet, I've used a little kid's pedal car from the 1960s. I bought them up real rusted and everything, and they needed a full restoration, but it's pretty much the same process as doing a real car, just at a much smaller scale. And so I have one fully complete, and then I got another one in the shop right now, and they're all low-ridered out, candy paint. Can't have it any other way. So it's a fun expression of creativity, and still being on like this, on a platform that still needs to make sense. It's a car, it still needs to look like a car, but the ways that you can make it different and unique, it's been a really fun project so far. So. It's just a wonderful experience to share my car with the people of Los Angeles and be able to just explore the city of LA. So,
hey man, thank you.
Hey, thank you.